Welcome back to our Python programming course. I hope you attempted the homework from the previous lecture. Today, we are going to learn about one of the most important data types in Python. Let me ask you a simple question. What do all of these have in common? Your name, your email address, your home address, a WhatsApp message, a YouTube comment, a password. Think about it for a moment. All of them are examples of text. Whenever we want to store text in Python, we use a data type called a string. Let's understand it step by step. What is a string? Let's first clear this and let's create a new file called python lecture 7.py. So if I write name is equals to Rahul and age is equals to 20. Here we have two variables. The variable age stores a number and the variable name stores a text. The text is called a string. A string is simply a sequence of characters enclosed within quotation marks. Characters include letters, numbers, spaces, and special symbols. For example, Python Hello World ABC123 Welcome to your college. All of these are strings. In Python, there are three common ways to create strings. So the first type is how we did, that is name is equals to Python. This uses double quotation marks. Now the second way is city, or let's say place, or let's say name is equals to Python. Both single and double quotation marks work exactly the same in Python. You can use whichever you prefer. Now the third way is name is equals to Python. So if I write print name here, let's see if actually this happens. So yes, we get the output. So triple quotation marks are mainly used for multiple line strings. This is a single word, so we should use either single quote or double quote. But when we write a statement that has multi-line, we use triple quotation. Now why are quotation marks necessary? Now let's make a common beginner mistake. Let's write Python without any quotation marks. So what happens? We get name error. This is because without quotation mark, Python thinks Rahul is the name of another variable. Since no variable with their name exists, Python raises a name error. Whenever you want to store text, always place it inside quotation marks. Now, pause the video, create three string variables: your name, your favorite subject, your favorite programming language. Print all three values. Now let's learn something very interesting. Python stores every character of a string separately. Each character has a position called an index. So Let's understand what this means. So if I write python, I'm writing like this to make you all understand how actually the indexing is done. Notice that indexing starts from 0, not 1. This is one of the most important things to remember in Python. Now, if every character in a text has index, so can we fetch those characters using those index? Let's see with an example. So my word is equals to Python. So this is a text, and P is stored in 0th index, Y is stored in the first index, T in the second, H in the third, O in the fourth, and N in the fifth index. So if I write print word 0, what does this mean? That I want the character stored in the 0th index of the variable word. So let's see if P is printed or not. So we get the output as P. Now instead of 0, if I give 2, the output should be T. And yes, we are getting. Now what if I give 5? Should we get N? Yes, we are getting N. Whenever we place an index inside square brackets, Python returns the character stored at that position. Now, Python also allows us to count from the end of a string. This is called negative indexing. So how these values are stored? So this is stored in -6, -5, -4, -3, -2 and -1. So if I write print word -1, let's see what actually happens. We are getting N and N. So can you understand? If I use negative indexing, the negative indexing starts with 1. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. While the positive indexing or the indexing from the left side starts with 0, and while the index, and on the other hand the indexing from the right side starts from -1. Now N has basically two index. One is 5 and one is -1. So both the indexes are of N. Negative indexing is useful when you need characters near the end of a string but don't know the string's exact length. Now, what happens if I actually write print word 10? Let's see what actually happens. We get index error. Python reports an index error because the string Python has only 6 characters. Valid indexes are positive 0 to 5 and negative -6 to -1. Always make sure the index you use actually exists. Now let's test your understanding. Suppose we have text is equals to computer. Without running the program, try to predict the output. Now if I write print text 0, what will be the output? Is your answer C? If yes, then you are very much correct. Now instead of 0, if I write 4, what will be the output then? U. Let's see. Yes, we get the output as U. Now what if I write -2? it should be E because we are starting from the right side. So minus 1 and minus 2. So it should be E. And yes, we get our desired output. So far, we have learned how to access a single character from a string. But what if we want to extract several characters together? For example, getting comp from computer or than or thon from Python. For that, Python provides a feature called string slicing. Let's see what is string slicing. Now we learned how to access a single character from a string using indexing. For example, if I have the word Python, I can access individual characters like P, Y or T using their indexes. But let me ask you a question. What if I don't want just one character? What if I want the first four characters or the last three characters or maybe every alternate characters? Accessing one character at a time would be inconvenient. Python solves this problem using a feature called string slicing. String slicing allows us to extract a part of a string instead of a single character. Think of a loaf of bread. Instead of taking the whole loaf, you can cut out only the slices you need. Similarly, slicing lets us take only the required portion of a string. Now, let's see how to let's see what's the syntax of string slicing. So string start and stop. So the syntax is very easy. Now let's understand it. Start is the index where slicing begins. Stop is the index where slicing ends. But remember, the stop index is not included. This is exactly the same rule we learned with the range function. Now, let's understand using an example. So, my word is computer, so word is equals to computer. Now, I want the first four alphabets. So, word 0 4. So, what will be the output? So, the output is COMP. That's a com. Let's understand this carefully. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now the slice starts from the index 0. It stops before index 4. So the index where it stops is 3. So Python selects 0, 1, 2 and 3. So C, O, M and P. And that's why the result is comp. Now what do you think will be printed if I write 2 and 6? Can you see this and tell me what will be the output? Let's see. The output is MPUT. Let's understand. Again, 2 is the starting index, so M is printed. Now 6 is the index where the slicing needs to be stopped. So 6 actually is not included, so the number or the index before 6 is included. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. So MPUT. So that's why the output is MPUT. Now what if I write 4? Can you tell me what will be the output? Let's see. The output is COMP. When we don't know the starting index, Python automatically, when we don't provide the starting index, Python automatically starts from index 0. Now, the number or the index before this colon is basically the starting index, and the number after the colon is the stopping index. So if you have, or if we don't provide the starting index over here, the Python def- the Python automatically starts the index from 0. So it starts from 0 and goes till 3 because 4 is not included. Now what if I reverse this? I only give the starting index and not the ending index. So stopping index is omitted. So Python automatically goes to the end of the string. So it starts with the fourth index, so it's U, and goes up till the end. So UTER. So let's see the output. The output is UTER. Now I need to copy this state word. So what we will do is this. Now what is the output? Let's see. The output itself is the word computer. This creates the copy of the entire string. Now you'll ask how this is copying the whole string. Now let's actually, instead of printing it, let's store it, let's say in different word, that is w1. Let's store this and then we'll print w1. Let's see what's the output. Yes, so word semicolon in the braces actually copies the whole word and stores in w1. So w1 is now storing the word computer. So I hope we have understood this. Now pause the video and try these slices yourself. So the first one is text is equals to programming. Now predict the output. Print text 0 to 7. Can you guess the output? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So program is actually the output. Let's see. Yes, we are getting program as the output. I hope you all have guessed it right. Now we'll see if I give 3 is to 8. So what should be the output then? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So the slicing starts from 3 and goes on till 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So it should have GRAMM. Let's see what's the output. The output is GRAMM. Let's run it and then we'll understand. So this is the desired output. Now what if I give this? Now can you predict it? Correct. The output should be from 0 to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, that is R. So PROGR is the output. And yes, we are getting the same thing. Now the last one is 6. So basically the indexing starts from 6 and goes till the end. So let's see the output. The output is MMING. Now you can practice it and you can give different inputs and see. Now we already have learned negative indexing. The same concept works with slicing too. Now if my word is computer, now print word -5 is to -1. Let's see what's the output. The output is PUTE. Now before we'll understand this, let's write the index first. So -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. Now let's see. We started. Now let's see. We started the slicing from -1. So let's see. We started the slicing from -5. So -5, -4, -3, -2. Now the stopping index is not included, so the slicing goes till -2. So PUTE is the output. Now what if I write -3 and if I omit the stopping value? So the output is TER. So it starts from -3 and goes till the end. Now, many beginners think this should print something. Now let's make a mistake, that is 5 and 2. Now many beginners think this should print something. But remember, Python moves from left to right by default. If the starting index is greater than the stopping index, nothing is selected. Let's see if I get output. No, we don't get actually any output. There's one more powerful feature. We can tell Python to skip characters while slicing. So the syntax of this is string start, stop, and then step. So this is the syntax. It is similar as the range function again. So let's understand this to using a simple example. So word is equals to programming now print word 0, 11 and 2. Let's see the output. So my output is PORMIG. Now before explaining, let's actually note the index. So POROGRAMMING. Now let's write the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now you can see we started the slicing from 0. So P is the first character and we got the first character. Now the step is 2. So 1 and then 2. So the second one is O. Now the stopping is 11, so it should go till the last, that is the 10th one. So P O, again a 2-step jump. So 1 and 2, then R, then 1 and 2, then M, then 1, then 2, then I, and then 1, then 2, G. So PORMIG is the output. Now one more example is, what if I write like this? What happens is every second character gets printed. So it starts from 0 till end. So from 0 to till end. So that's the same output we did before. So that's the same logic getting applied over here also. This picks every second alphabet. So 1, again, so the first one is P, again 1 2 2 steps jump, so O, again 2 steps, so R, then again 2, so M, again 2, then I, then again 2 is G. Now one of the most coolest tricks in Python is reversing a string using slicing. Now let's understand this. If I write -1 over here, let's see what's the output. Can you see PROGRAMMING? So this is programming only, but in the reverse order. The step value is -1. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -10, -11, -12. So the starting is -1, or let's say the starting is minus. So the starting is -12 and it goes till -1, and it basically reverses it. So -1, so it starts from this -1, so GNIMMARGORP. So the step value when we give -1, it tells Python to move backward. Now sometimes we need to know how many characters a string contains. Python provides the len function. So let's understand this also using a simple example. So I'll use the same example over here also. So if I write print len word, firstly before seeing the output, let's see the length of this. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So 11 is the length. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So there are 11 characters in this word programming. So the length of the word programming is 11. So let's check the output, and yes, we get the output as 11. So len function basically counts every character including spaces. Now if I write hello world, can you see that there is a space? Now if I include this space as a character, can we find the length? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, because the exclamation mark is also a character. Now let's see what's the output. So 12. So we get 12 instead of 11 is because space is also counted as a character. Now sometimes we simply want to know whether a word or character exists inside a string. For this, Python provides the in and not in operator. Now let's understand this with a simple code. Text is Python programming. Now write print Python in text. Now let's see what's the output. So the output is true because this word or Python is actually present in this statement, Python programming. Now what if I actually just change the case of Python? Will the answer be still true? No, it's false, because the Python in P that I am seeing, if it is present in the word or it or if it is present in Python programming, doesn't match, because the P over here is small while this is capital. Now one more example, if you see Instead of writing Python, if I write Java, so what should be the output? False only. Yes. Imagine you are checking whether an email address contains the at the rate symbol. Now, how will you check? So, we will first take email as input. So, email is equals to input, enter your email. Now, print at the rate in email. Now, let's see if my if I give my email as samrid at the rate gmail.com. Let's see. True. Why? Because at the rate is present in samrid at the rate gmail.com. But if I write samrid gmail.com, there we are not writing at the rate, so the output should be false. Yes, we get it as false. Now, a quick quiz for you all. So, the code is text is equals to Python and print text 1. Predict the output of this. If your answer is YTHO, then you are absolutely correct. Now let's move to the second question. If I write like this, what should be the output? The output should be the reverse of Python. And yes, we get the same output. And now the last one is, if I write len text, what should be the output? So the output should be 3, 4, 5, 6. So the output should be 6 because the length of Python is 6. And yes, we get it. Now so far we have learned how to create strings, access characters, extract parts of string, reverse them and check whether certain text exists inside them. But Python offers many built-in methods that make working with strings much easier. For example, converting text to uppercase, replacing words, counting characters, splitting sentences, and much more. We will explore all of these in the further video. So now we have learned how to access characters using index and how to extract parts of a string using slicing. But let me ask you a question. Suppose a user enters their name like this, like this. Notice the extra spaces. Also, all the letters are in lower case. If we are creating a registration system, should we display the name exactly like this? Probably not. We would like to remove the unnecessary spaces and display it properly as how do we do that? Python provides many built-in string methods that make working with text much easier. Let's explore the most useful ones. A method is a function that belongs to a particular object. Don't worry too much about this definition right now. For now, simply remember this. String methods help us perform different operations on string. For example, convert text to uppercase, convert text to lowercase, replace words, count characters, remove extra spaces. Let's learn them one by one. So the first method is So the first method is upper. As the name suggests, it converts every letter into uppercase. So if I write text is equals to Python programming and then apply, or let's say print text dot upper. As I said, upper function basically converts each and every character into uppercase. So let's see. So this is the desired output, that is Python programming, but each and every character is in uppercase. The original string hasn't changed. The method simply returns a new string in uppercase. Now if I write print text, we'll understand it more clearly. Like see, Python programming. This proves that the original string remains unchanged, just the upper function we are applying changes or gives us the output in all capital letters. Now the second one is text dot lower. Now as the name suggests, lower lower function basically converts each and every character into lower case. Now instead of p in both the words Python and programming, each and every character is in lower case. So the output of text.lower should be Python programming, but both the p's should be small. So yes, we can see Python and programming is printed but with small p's. Here also similarly, like upper function, the original text remains unchanged. We can see. Now what do you think this program will print? Let me give you a program. This, that is word is equals to Python print word dot upper and print word dot lower. Can you guess what will be the output? If the first output will be Python, but all the characters will be in uppercase, while the output of the second part is Python only, but all the characters in the smaller case. So yes, we can see Python in uppercase and Python in lowercase. Now sometimes we don't want every letter to be uppercase. Instead, we want only the first letter of each word to be capital. Like if I write name is equals to John Doe, and if I write name dot title, let's see the output. So John and Doe over here gets printed, but the J of the John is capitalized and the D of the Doe is capitalized. So title basically converts the first letter of every word into uppercase. Now what if I write capitalize? What will this do? So John Doe, the first alphabet of the whole word is just capitalized. So capitalize function changes only the first letter of the entire statement. Now if you are building a registration form, title is usually more suitable for formatting names. Now let's solve another common problem. Users sometimes accidentally enter extra spaces, like name is equals to If I write print name, see, we are getting it as Rahul Kumar only. But what if I write print name dot strip? I am getting the output. I am getting the same output, but if you see a space over here, again, if you can see a space over here, but here we don't have any space. Here there is a space at the end and at the starting too, but here we don't have any space. So basically strip function moves spaces from both the beginning and the end. Now the subpart of strip is ls.strip. So what does this do? Lstrip. So what does this do? Lstrip removes spaces from the left, and then there is rstrip. What does this do now? So rstrip removes spaces only from the right. Now what do you think will happen if there are spaces in the middle of the statement? Will strip remove them? Right? If I write hello world, let's see. No, the spaces aren't removed. Now suppose we want to replace one word with another. Like if I write text is equals to I love Python, and if I write print text dot replace Python with Java, what will be the output? Let's see. So the output is I love Java, but has the original text changed? Let's see. The original text remains same. So let's take one more example, that is apple, apple and mango. Now if I want mango to be replaced by apple only, let's see if this happens. Yes, it happens. Apple, 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 and the original text is apple, apple, mango. Now moving on to the next function, that is find. The find method searches for a word or a character. Like if I write Python programming, and if I write text dot find programming, now let's see the output over here, 7. So if I count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So find function returns the starting index of the searched word. Now instead of programming over here, if I write something that is actually not present in the text, what actually happens? So let's see. The output is -1. So the output is -1. If the word doesn't exist, Python returns -1. Now the next method is count. Let's see. If I write count, and then if I need, here I need to write a character. So if I write P, let's see how many times the word alphabet P actually appears. So P appears two times, P over here and P over here. Now what if I write O? So there are two O's. First is here and the second is here. So the output should be 2 again. Now let's see with M. So there are two M. So again the output is 2. Now count tells us how many times a character or word appears. Now over here, to understand the word 1, we need to write banana, and instead of N, if I write Na. Now if you see, Na is present over here once and here twice. So the output should be twice. Yes, the output is 2. Now sometimes we want to break a sentence into individual words. If I write sentence is equals to Python is easy, and if I print sentence dot split, and if I run this, we will get each and every word of the statement in a list. This is called a list. We'll study lists in detail in the next lecture, but can you see the separation? Or there are 3 elements in a list, that is, first one is Python, second is and third one is easy. So each and every word before a space is turned into a different element. So Python becomes one element, and then there is a space, so the space is ignored, and then is becomes the second element and easy becomes the third element. So basically split function splits each and every word of the statement into different elements. Now for today, the last method is join. The opposite of split is join. Now if I write words is equals to Python and then is, then easy. Now let's see, print dot join words. Let's see the output. So the output is Python is easy. Now join combines multiple strings into one string. Now let's do a mini project, that is student name formatter. Now let's combine everything we have learned. So the program is name, input, enter your full name. Now name is equals to name dot strip name is equals to name dot title. Print welcome can you guess if my input is Samrit Jeet? Can you tell me the output? Okay, if my name is Samrit Jeet, let's see the output. So welcome Samrit Jeet. So have we understood what actually happened? Strip basically first. Now strip actually stored Samrit Jeet into a list, and then name actually stored name dot title stored. This changes the Samrit Jeet. Now this changed S and J of Samrit Jeet into capital alphabets. Like if I give Samrit and Jeet. Now you can see the S and J of Samrit Jeet is small. Now if I play, we can see welcome Samrit Jeet. Can you see the output over here? So the S and J of Samrit Jeet is capitalized. Now you need to predict the output. I am writing the program over here. So the program is text is equals to Python, and now print Python dot upper. I'm so sorry, we need to write text dot upper. So can you guess the output? Let's see. So the output is Python in capital letters. Now the next one is, if I write can you guess it right now? So it prints hello but with no spaces. Now the third one is can you guess the output right now? The output should be 2. So yes, we are done with today's practice. Now it's the time to give you some homework. So the first question you need to do is ask the user to enter their full name and display it in title case. Now the second is ask the user to enter a sentence and count how many times the letter A appears. Now the third one is ask the user to enter a word and check whether it is palindrome using slicing. So basically a palindrome word is when you see a word from left to right, it is same as right to left. Like dad, if you read it from left to right, the spelling is DAD, If you read it from right to left, again the spelling is DAD. So this is a palindrome word. Now the last one is ask the user to enter a sentence and print the total number of characters using len. So these are the four programs you need to write. So now let's summarize today's lecture. So we learned string methods, that is upper, lower, title, capitalize, strip, L strip, R strip, replace, find, count, split and join. These methods are used in almost every Python application because most real world programs process text. So congratulations, you have now completed one of the most important topics in Python, strings. In the next lecture, we will learn about another powerful data structure called lists, which allows us to store multiple values in a simple variable. Until then, practice today's program, complete the homework and experiment by changing the input values to see how the output changes. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next lecture.